If you are a new player in Genshin Impact, you are probably making this mistake. And these are not paid actors, I promise you. If you know, you know. This right here is resin. This crescent moon looking thing, you can see the number here is 142. That means I have 142 resin out of 160. And I understand if you are a new player, you may not know this. Everything in this game costs resin essentially. So to farm Mora, which is basically the currency in the game to level up your characters, your talents, you need resin to basically get the loot. So as you can see here, for artifacts as well, you need resin. To farm world bosses, as you can see here again, you need resin. So this is essentially the stamina in Genshin Impact that you need to use to claim loot. There are minor exceptions like mobs around the world. Essentially, the more significant loot in the game, you need resin. This right here, right? The crescent moon. Okay, where am I going with this? I've seen so many new players in this game that has for some reason used their fragile resin below AR45. I'm gonna explain why this is bad in a second. They've used their fragile resin below AR45 and they are capped over this 160 resin cap, right? And as you can see here, every 8 minutes, you get 1 resin. Right now, I'm at 3 minutes. So essentially, if you're over this 160 resin, this timer here, you are not getting any resin back per 8 minutes. You get 1 resin per 8 minutes. You're losing out on resources that you could farm if you're over this 160 cap. So around AR12, you start getting these fragile resin. This is the crescent moon. And when you use this, you get 60 resin, right? I think it's every 2 levels. Yeah, I think it's every 2 levels. Anyways, once you're AR 12, you start getting these fragile resin, you want to save these until you're AR 45. And the reason why is that you can use this to farm artifacts once you get to the AR 45 threshold. If you see here, right? These last 2 domains, this is the AR 40 version, and this is the AR 45 version. When you get to AR 45, these 5-star artifacts, which is the endgame artifacts you can get in Genshin Impact, you have a 100% drop rate to get these artifacts at AR 45. I believe at AR 40, it's around like 30%, give or take, or 33%, something along the lines of that. But you want to save your fragile resin so you can kind of get that little boost and get those guaranteed 5-star artifacts to help you build your characters for endgame, if that makes any sense. So essentially, you do not want to use your fragile resin. Again, once you level up to AR 12 plus, you'll get those crescent moons here, and you can use them to refill your resin. But I see so many new players using their fragile resin, and it's like, dude, it's just so sad to see, because like all that resin is essentially going to waste, and more often than not, they're using their fragile resin, that excess resin, on stuff like artifacts that they don't really need. As if you don't know, down here, these are the lower tier domains. I think this is AR 35 and AR 30. These 4-star artifacts, you're gonna replace them anyways at AR 45, right? So it's like, why waste your fragile resin to farm 4-star artifacts when you'll literally get 5-star artifacts that will completely replace these 4-stars, by the way. And it doesn't take too long to get to AR 45 too. So don't feel like I'm AR 30, it's 15 AR levels, it's gonna take very, very long for me to hit AR 45. Trust me, dude, it doesn't take too long, believe me. But yeah, that is essentially it for the video. Again, make sure you save your fragile resin into your AR 45, as that will help you get the biggest boost for your characters and game-wise in terms of artifacts, as it's just not worth spending your fragile resin prior, as your artifacts are going to get replaced very, very soon. So it's just not worth it to use them before AR 45. But yeah, let me know if you're a new player playing Genshin Impact and whether you've used your fragile resin or not. Or even if you're a veteran, let me know if you guys have used your fragile resin before AR 45. I would definitely like to know in the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of the comments as usual. This is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you boys in the next one.
Told my brothers one day we gon' make it. We just gotta grind for that paycheck. Mama told me one day I'll be famous. Remember when she used to say she hate this. Back then they would laugh when I say shit.